wrap rut and everything. Golly, that's good. So, and then, I get to work today, and Coach Helms comes walking in, and I look at the shirt he's got on, and it says JAX State Pickleball.
Uh-huh.
So it looks like we have a pickleball.
Yep.
So you had your big pickleball meeting, didn't you?
I did.
He's an advocate.
Yeah. How'd that go?
Crossed over.
He's an advocate for it.
Well, I got to tell you, no pun intended, they kind of put me in a pickle.
Did they really? Okay, yeah, sure.
The meeting went well, and so I'm trying to get. It's a fact-finding mission, guys. I'm trying to figure out, what I can do to help the pickleball community. Okay, because I know
we need to work together. Is that what you're saying? Let's don't be against each other.
There's no reason why we can't have synergy between tennis players and tennis teams and pickleball.
Why don't you just do it?
They can coexist. And the obsession, I'll be honest, the obsession gets on my nerves a little bit.
It does.
Okay.
But the name's bad. We wish I had a different name.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that we can't coexist and help one another out.
Got it.
So I met with two individuals yesterday. One that is, she is kind of I'll just call her the pickleball superstar. She has started everything pickleball in Jacksonville.
Would you go as far as to call this meeting a summit?
Yes, a small summit. Mm-hmm. The other individual actually, and here's the point. What I've been trying to say, and again, the guy that I met with, the gentleman that met with us, he has influence within the university, tons of influence. He played tennis at Jacksonville State, and he loves pickleball. And so I really want to be around that type of guy too, because he gets both sides of it.
He's in both worlds.
And he's an extremely brilliant business guy. So we can run numbers. We can talk about, different things, and he knows where maybe some funding can come from. And hey, I know he knows where this person can kind of contribute here, and then this. And so I needed to hear from him too. And so it went very well. I thought all parties left with upbeat about the situation. I laid out what I thought were three really good viable options to make everybody happy. Now I don't think I could be wrong here, and we'll talk, but I don't know that one of those viable options that the men's tennis coach is going to go with.
Okay.
But I threw it out there anyway, and I told him, listen, I'm not the decision maker.
Go big or go home,
I'm
Bubba.
just throwing some ideas out here. So I think it was a good start. Okay. We'll just leave it at that.
Where did this shirt come from?
This shirt came from what I'll call the Pickleball Queen. I don't know if these people want me mentioning their names. I didn't even ask
Understood.
that. So
you're unlike Bubba and I. See, we started this show from we were just like grassroots. So we just throw people's names out like crazy.
Yeah.
And over time you start thinking, not everybody's into that.
We'll call her Lori.
Okay. There you go. Yeah.
And
that'd be a good name.
And she said, you know how Bubba was the face of tennis?
Oh, yes.
For really most of the Southeast for a extended period of time.
On the tennis Mount Rushmore, his face is there.
Yeah. Lori is the face of pickleball in Calhoun County.
There you go.
Okay. And so she gave me the
high
shirt.
energy.
Very high energy.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Yeah, loves the sport.
I bet she
loves
does.
Jacksonville State and loves the sport of pickleball.
I bet she does.
And so we'll see what happens. I'm probably causing some headaches for some people, and I really didn't mean to.
Yeah.
Like some decision makers that have to rule on these things and figure out these things, and probably don't need it on their plate right now in this moment. But I'm sure a couple administrators within the athletic department was probably called yesterday with some ideas and some thoughts.
You really kicked over there.
I think I did.
Well, Bubba, are you okay here? Because I know that Helmsley's decided, and I understand his wisdom in this, we need to go embrace this and see if we can't work together. I know that not only, you're kind of a tennis purist a little bit, but you think that it needs more hype, and you brought that saying it does need to be hyped a little. But pickleball also injured you physically. So that was a mark against it. Are you willing to be part of this, of trying to bring the two worlds together, be part of the summit?
Listen, I love when people get out and do anything they enjoy doing. My whole preface in all of this has been move forward, don't tear up old stuff. You know, I don't want tennis courts destroyed to make pickleball courts. Build pickleball courts. I think that's,
Okay. Would you like for the pickleball community to help tennis build some more courts too, and you'll help them build some courts? Maybe a win-win.
Well, no, they don't have to do that. I think there's plenty probably of the tennis courts as it is.
But you like to have those pickleball people be all into tennis too, because it's a big group.
Well, I mean, a lot
Support
of them,
tennis,
a lot
not
of
play
them,
it,
a
but
lot of them
support
will
it.
never be, and a lot of the tennis people will never be pickleball people. But if you can, promote paddle sports or racket
There you go.
sports,
That's where I'm
There
going.
you go.
Yeah,
That's what
where
I.
are you on some of these communities that have tennis courts, but like they're rarely used, and some of the courts aren't even used at all. Are you okay with sharing that facility and like going, okay, these over here aren't ever used. There's nobody ever there. Let's turn those into pickleball courts, and
There's where you're
we'll
going.
still keep tennis, but those aren't ever used. Let's just
Well, you say never
wants
used.
you- he wants you to fit
never
in.
used
because I've seen communities where there's an old tennis court that just looks bad and the fence
Well,
is all in bad
Bubba
shape.
would like to see
nobody
that
ever
become a-
uses
And
it.
that's
high-functioning
that's
tennis court.
different
Yeah.
than being on a college campus
Yeah.
when you have two college
Yeah.
teams and courts. So
Yeah.
that's a
And
much
see,
different
if
scenario.
If the tennis court, if you want to have a tournament or something, you're going to need all those courts.
Exactly.
So, I think what I'm trying to say, the bottom line is, don't tear them up and then wish you had them again.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Build pickleball courts.
Did the summit go well?
it did. It did. I'm telling you, 3 viable options that are
Good.
I really like.
We'll
Now we
come
got to
back.
get some funding.
Yeah, we'll come back.
That's all.
Rick and Bubba.